everybody, it's your boy HyperGhost51 again with another E3 video, this time with Microsoft being, the people that work on like Halo and put out games exclusive for Xbox One and the new Xbox One S. It is slimmer, faster, it has it's white color with a white controller coming with it, and it's supposed to be new and stuff. So, that's the cool stuff that's coming out. But today, just like last time, I'll be talking about at least a minute or two on each game. One of the games here I'll be talking about a bit more, a bit longer, just because it has more interest to me at least. But other than that, all the other games that I will say will be really short. So let's get started. So for the first one is Gears of War 4, and as if you know, Gears of War has been a really successful kind of game back then with its 3D hide and shoot kind of game, or third person, sorry, not 3D, third person shooter with a bunch of different weird monsters and not demons, but like weird creatures and stuff attacking your character, and it's all been cool. It's all been new. It's all been cool, and stuff, and the whole horde and the swarm and stuff. Attacking on ships, to cities, to abandoned areas, to dark, to light. From all the Gears of War, I've played most of them, so it's great to see that again. It's great to see that they're coming back with it, but this time with new characters and stuff, a whole new storyline. So I'm hoping that this game comes out to be a great game. However, I don't own an Xbox One. I'm hoping to see some good gameplay off of it, because sometimes not all of us own. Not everybody owns an Xbox One. Not everybody owns a PS4. Not everybody owns a computer. So if you have some sort of way of watching this video, hopefully get as many views as the last time, and that we're able to see the good gameplay from these other games. Another game that I'm only interested because of one portion of the game is Scalebound. Now, if you know Scalebound, a lot of people are saying it's like a Devil May Cry ripoff, and the only reason why it seems like that is because the character is supposed to be like this rough, tough attitude with this ginormous sword that he fights with. Much like Dante. He's like a tall, tough, kind of sarcastic character. He has this giant enormous sword that he uses to slay demons, and in this guy he slays monsters. I don't know the name of the character for Scalebound, but he controls, or not controls, but he communicates with a guy with a dragon, and he turns even into the armor of his dragon that he communicates and learns to be with, I guess you can say. You can also play with other people and stuff, and you can play with, I guess maybe you might be able to help the dragons level them up or something. You level up your own character, or you just progress through the story as it is. However, it looks cool enough only because of the dragon portion. I love fantasy creatures and stuff, so that's the cool part about it. The next game that a lot of people are hyped up for off its first game is Halo Wars 2. Now, Halo Wars was just where you commanded the UNSC troops, your Spartans, the Warhawks, the Mongoose, and any other the tanks and whatever else you needed to command and conquer each sort of area. And you control one Spartan unit, you put them over there, you put two Warhawks over there. You kind of control the game in however way you see fit, as long as you're able to get the job done. This one, Halo Wars 2, now you have factions competing with other people, in which there's like a red team, blue team, green team, purple team, yellow team. All we know that from like Halo, the other normal Halo games where you get to go in and change colors if you have to fight other people. And it's kind of that kind of thing where you get to go and fight and stuff, and you can control your troops to attack this person's base while they're attacking somebody else's. Like, let's say blue is fighting green, so you're red and you attack blue. Now blue's gone from the battlefield and they have no more troops because green is already attacking them, and then you gang up on them. Maybe you and green make an alliance and attack everybody else and then save your souls for last or something. However, however the game is really like, but that's how the game seems to be so far. It's supposed to be the biggest area of battle ever, before, but it looks like a great game. So next is State of Decay 2. Now, if you play State of Decay, you would know that I don't know much about State of Decay, the first one. I just know that it was a more of immersive exploration kind of game where you get to go out, hang out with other people, and kill a bunch of zombies, much like a bunch of other games have been. This one, you get to build a little community kind of area, like a little living space, and you get to help other people come in. You can help others survive. At one point in a trailer for the game, while the guy is driving, a guy and like two other people are driving in to a gas station with this old car, and they're beating up zombies. There's a 2-second part where this guy hits a zombie with a crowbar and shoots a flare gun in the air, and it says, "Nobody survives alone." So that's like that's to point out that players can help one another in the game whenever anybody sees. So I'm pretty sure at one point you'll be in servers, and at night it sucks to be playing against zombies in any kind of game whether you have to play at night. And they can just come from anywhere, so I'm assuming at one point you're gonna probably be just driving around with a couple friends of yours if you all get the game at the same time, and here comes a giant zombie flare for the zombie invasion, and you're like, oh well, let's go help them. So hopefully the game looks good. Now the next game that I don't honestly see a lot of people really wanting to get is Sea of Thieves. Now Sea of Thieves is supposed to be a cartoon kind of exploration kind of game in which you and a couple of other people can have a crew, and you can go on different islands. You can see what the island has, probably explore for treasure, and go battle other crews. There's a gameplay portion where there's 3 crews, and one of the crews just sinks, and you can build and repair your ship, probably make it stronger. You can pull the mast down, you can pull it up, you can go left or right when you steer the boat, and basically just about anything you can really think of as you do as a pirate. You can steal other people's loot, you can probably kill them too, and technically that's just all I know about the game as much. Heck, at one point you can drink like rum and get really woozy off of it. So that's about it. Now this next game I'm about to announce, well first I'll save that for last because I'm actually more excited about that. But the next game I'm going to mention is Inside. Now, Inside, I have no idea what it is. And the only reason why I can't say much about it is because it's by the creators of Limbo. And as Limbo, as we all knew, was a little boy traveling through this dark and mysterious kind of world and whatnot. And a lot of things kind of happen. But in this game, you don't understand what's going on. I feel like I've seen a trailer of this game before, or at least I've seen a trailer for it, but not the title itself. But everybody's plain white-faced, or everybody has like a white body figure, and they have a plain white face with like a suit. They have like a suit. They have like clothes, like suit and ties and hair and stuff. And it shoots to a screen of like all of them like in a ginormous room. I'm assuming a cafeteria because I heard like clinking noises of like spoons and forks. And then later it goes on to a different scene where there's a guy, and I'm assuming a scientist because he looked like he had a lab coat on, and they're like behind this window of a panel or something, and throughout the room that they were looking to is just a bunch of, it looks like cluttered stuff. I can't really tell though. It looks like it could have been a ginormous robot or something, but I can't tell for anything because there's nothing to see in it. So that's the big confusing portion. Now, here's a game I want to announce that kind of gives me like a mystery kind of creepy vibe, and I'm gonna use 2 other things to explain this game better because you'll probably make sense of it when you see the trailer, but this is what it is. So the game is called We Happy Few, and if you hadn't heard from it, it's from Compulsion's game. And here's the thing about We Happy Few. So it starts out with a character named Arthur who's looking at a newspaper, and a redactor is, I think it's called, and he's punching in things, he's taking things out, he's looking at another newspaper, and then he sees the Hastings brother have won the scrapping grand prize, and he has this weird flashback moment. He's talking all crazy to himself. He has this little container in which it contains this really big pill thing called Joy, and Joy is a cheerful, happy kind of drug that everybody has to take. And the character refuses it. He throws it away, and then he throws a little container in the trash. A lady comes in, and when you see the lady, she has those lines. She looks like kind of like when ladies get a massage and they have that the masking. I forgot. I don't even really know what it's called. Like, I don't know. I completely forgot. But they have that masking on their face, and it looks like they all have that, but it's solidified onto their face and stuff. And she's all happy and smiling and stuff. And she's like, "Oh boy, how are you doing? Why are you taking so long to get here?" And whatnot. Your character explains what's been going on. And then later she goes by and she's like, "Oh, you're not on your Joy, are you?" And then your character says, "Oh, I'm as snug as a bug on a drug." I think that's what it says. And so your character's like, "Oh, okay, well, come on, we need to go to a little party thing with a piñata and whatnot." And your character's like, "Oh boy, you know." And you're looking at the Joy and you're like, "Nah, I'm not gonna take it today." So you walk by to this other person, Prude, I think the name of the person is called, that you're looking for. You're like, "Oh, is he gonna come back?" and stuff. So far you hear nothing about it. You see this little thing that's supposed to say "welcome back." However, it's kind of funny. I don't know if this is a game hint, but it says "come back." I don't know. I've seen that a lot in some games, that they throw some kind of random hint that you've never realized. And you go, there's some discarded food and papers everywhere. So then you're like, "Oh, I guess you're never coming back." As the character keeps walking, you look to your left in the hallway, and there's a boy in a room, and he's like, "No, Dad, I've taken my Joy. I've taken my Joy. No, please, Dad, no." I'm assuming he wants to, I'm assuming he wants to not take the Joy, and his dad stabs him, or not stabs him, but he injects a syringe into his arm, and that's, And so after the dad stabs him with a syringe, the boy kind of puts his face down. He looks back up and he says, "Oh, hello, Arthur," in which the kid is just smiling. And like, "Oh, isn't it a wonderful day?" And then the dad sees you, looks a little startled, like, "Oh man, did he just see what I just did to my son?" And he's smiling with with direct contact to your face, and he closes the blinds. And so you walk into this other room, and your character kind of has like a humoristic kind of sarcasm voice, and it's like, "Oh boy, like, oh, we're a little behind schedule, aren't we?" You know? And he has that kind of tone. And so he goes and he's like looking around, and he's like, you know, he's looking in this room, a little behind work, as I said. He's walking into this room, and he sees everybody, like he sees a couple people beating a piñata. But every time you hear the piñata, if you do pay attention, if you hear the piñata, you hear that it's squishy. Like, I can't really imitate a squishy voice, nor do I want to really freak people out. But you hear kind of like a squishing noise and stuff. So, you know, the girl that was with you earlier, she's like, "Oh, look, you need to try this. It's a piñata. It's a wonderful Spanish tradition." Which, as you know, Hispanic people, I myself am Hispanic. You know, you take a piñata to a birthday party or any kind of amazing celebration, and you beat the piñata till you get the candy out. That's what she says. Her uncle did a special live show on it, and so I guess they realize a heritage, a background into this game. But this is where it gets weird. So, I mean, it already was weird before, but this is where it gets weird in the trailer. And this is only the trailer. It only shows like 3 minutes of gameplay, but it gets weird because now you go and she gives you a broom and you're like, "Okay, whack it." You whack the thing and blood just comes out. You realize it's a rat. A rat that was just beaten to death. And you know it's beaten in one certain spot because you see the rat's head, its arms, and then a portion of the rat is just pink. Like there's brown fur, pink. Like they've been beating that area for so many times now, and you just see that it's all red. I'm surprised it hasn't even like split all open and everything. But apparently you do that, and so you get disgusted. You nearly throw up yourself, and then your character's like, "Oh," and the girl's like, "Oh, are you okay? Oh, you really are off your joy." And then in which the girl comes in, and then she's like, "Oh, we have a downer. Security! Go get security." A lady faints and stuff. You go in, you go to a different room, you close the door, you try to escape some police with the same looking face as everybody else with the weird masking crap. They're running after you, you get pushed down a set of stairs, and then you go into the door, and that's just it. So I think this game is supposed to be like a mysterious kind of creepy thriller and supposed to keep you up at your end of your seat. I'm assuming there's other so-called downers in the game that are refusing to take the drug, of course, and I believe that the game is going to just keep you on your toes a bit because you're going to be wondering, "Oh, what's going to happen? Is he going to get caught?" I'm pretty sure you're going to be put under investigation and whatnot. Now, the other two examples I was going to put is Fallout 3, in which when your dad leaves and now something bad has happened, you're the victim of the whole situation. Like you're again, not victim, but you're more like the criminal behind the whole issue of what it is. So you try to escape and leave without getting shot by any of the guards because they could care less about your life. They want to shoot you, and you're trying to run and escape, and everybody's chasing you and wanting out. So that kind of setup is where the whole chase scene comes in, and you're getting chased by everybody, even though one thing happened, even though you don't know how big of an issue it is. But then the other scene is The Giver, the book and the film, and if you have seen The Giver or have read The Giver, you understand that the character Jonah is to take this injecting fluid that he puts on every day, and everything he sees is plain, boring, basic, simple, black and white. Everything is just like that. And so when he refuses to do it, he pricks his finger, he puts blood on an apple, and he makes the thing inject into that, and he leaves. And eventually he comes to a world filled with color, and he's able to be more creative and imaginative with a lot of things and stuff. And and he gets better with a lot of things, and he understands better concepts throughout the game. And I'm assuming that this character Arthur is gonna go through the same process of understanding better concepts of things, and which I would totally be like, "Oh, what the heck is going on?" and stuff. So your character is gonna eventually like, "Oh, this is what a downer is. This is why we're taking the joy drug. This is that." So I feel like that's what's gonna happen in the game, that you're gonna come to a realization of what everything is and what's the secret behind it. But I'm hoping that the game comes out to be a really good game. I want to see some good gameplay off of it. I, however, will probably be doing some other E3 videos pretty soon. I'm almost done with my Batman videos. Please go check that out. Please go check out iBiscuit1010's channel. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all later.